Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Robin's Nest. Big news: Citroen is going to be joining Formula E, and that is a big deal because if you follow this channel, if you followed it for any amount of time, I'm a massive rally fan. I just am. I love rally. Everything about it. It's one of the last pure forms of motorsport left out there. I mean, it's dangerous. It's you carry a lot of speed. I mean, the cars just look and sound cool. I'm a big fan of smaller cars anyways. So I just love it. I just love everything about it. I love the sights, the sound, the smell. It's just awesome. Okay? Gets me fired up. So I've been a Citroen fan for a long time because Citroen is part of WRC. And they were at the top step for a long time. And they bumped down to WRC2. And they're still in the game today. So now they're going to be going to Formula E. Now, I'm not a huge Formula E fan on principle, just for the simple fact that I hate electric cars. I hate almost literally everything about electric cars. I think it's a scourge on humanity. They shouldn't exist, okay? Petroleum power all the way, full stop, nothing better, period. But with that being said, Formula E, if you can just turn that off for a second when you watch it, it's some of the best racing out there. I mean, it's exciting. Those guys are all over each other for the majority of the race. They're conserving energy because they need it towards the end of the race. So they're neck and neck the entire time. And it's fun to watch. Yes, it's electric. Yes, I hate that part of it. But like I said, it's fun to watch. Even when they're driving in parking garages, like the track that they run on in London, I believe it is it's just a parking garage, a big parking deck, essentially. But it's awesome. It's fun. So I'm excited to see what Citroen can do. If it's going to be a full-blown factory effort, I think they are going to be good. Now, it may take them a year or two to get their legs up underneath them, but there's a big push. I mean, everyone's trying to get into Formula E. I mean, you even have Lola. Lola is back, and they're in Formula E. Now, granted, it's not technically the same Lola that was around years and years ago when I was younger, but still, I mean, it's still Lola, and it's still awesome. So anyways, if you enjoy listening to me ramble about motorsports, cars, anything else I feel like talking about, make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, turn on notifications. If you're interested in diecast cars, t-shirts, hats, auto parts, anything like that, check out our eBay. The link is in the description. Follow me on Facebook and X for more motorsports content. I post on both of those daily, so the links for both of those are in the description as well. So without further ado, let's get into the rest of the video. So I caught a lot of flack yesterday. I had a guy comment on my video, and then I had some DMs on my other platforms about the fact that I talked about Charlie Kirk in that video yesterday. And so it's just what I'm going to say about that. Everyone has been talking about Charlie Kirk. From Eric Almirola to Graham Rahal to Bristol Motor Speedway. They put a big thing up for Charlie. I had a moment of silence for him. Literally everyone has talked about Charlie, okay? And so, but I had a guy tell me, well, I subscribe to your channel for racing stuff, not politics or whatever. Okay, you know what? Sorry, but the way that this channel works is nothing is scripted, okay? I talk about what's on my mind. And given the gravity of what happened this week, I think it's understandable that, I'm going to talk about that situation to a certain extent. Obviously. Like I said, literally everyone has been. So, and I'm not saying that if you don't want to watch my channel because I talked about politics one day, that's fine. Whatever. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I'm not going to change the way that I operate because someone disagreed with what I did. I'm sorry, that's just not going to happen. If it's on my heart, if it's on my mind, when I'm filming, I'm going to talk about it. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. I would appreciate you sticking around, if you disagree with something. Hey, let's have, a conversation. Let's talk about it. It's as simple as that. But to just get frustrated and get mad at me and sending me DMs and all sort of kind of nonsense, get over it. That's just all I'm going to say. Like I said, I'm not changing the way that I operate to appease one or two people who got their feelings hurt because I brought up Charlie Kirk in a video. And I'm not apologizing for bringing him up. And I'm not apologizing for that video. If I ever feel like saying something else like that, on a topic like that in one of my videos, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So, I mean, it's just, like I said, it is what it is. Majority of what we do is motorsports. That's a majority of what we're going to do moving forward is motorsports. This is predominantly a motorsports channel. But like I said yesterday, when I want to talk about something political, I'm going to. Okay? Like, my professional life has been motorsports and politics. Okay? So, those two things have been my life, like, forever. For maybe not 36 years, because I really didn't care about politics till I became a teenager. But you get what I'm saying. All right. So, anyways, speaking of Charlie Kirk, Brittany Force announced that she's going to be stepping away from, and I say speaking of Charlie Kirk because this is a move I'm sure that he would approve of, which is she is stepping away from full-time competition to focus on starting a family, which is great. And I think I think she's doing that after this season's over with. And I want to say that Brittany Force, there's been a lack of really good women motorsports race car drivers, what have you, except for in drag racing. Brittany has been unbelievable. And she's going to go down in history as like one of the best female race car drivers of all time. And it's going to suck to see her go. But for the reasons that she's leaving, I approve. I think it's great. It's, start a family, have some kids, stuff like that. And she, like I said, she's got nothing else to prove. She's already won everything there is to win. So, congratulations to her and more power to her. Hope everything works out and they have all kinds of babies running around and all that kind of stuff. That'd be cool. I'm sure her daddy would be tickled about it as well. So, is tickled about it. But, anyways, last night, Lane Riggs won the truck race at Bristol. And so, I think the stat that I saw was, the last 9 or 10 races, Lane and Corey Haim have been the only guys that have won truck races. I told John and Brad and them last year, I was like, look, if he could ever get the monkey off of his back, because I know he won a couple of races last year, but overall, he had some really, really bad luck last year. So if he could ever get that monkey off of his back, he's going to be one of the guys to beat. And we're finally, we've crossed the Rubicon, and we're at that point, which it's basically been that way all season. He's been really quick. Now, he had some bad luck to open up the season in a couple of races, but overall, it's been night and day difference between what it was last year. But last year he had speed too. That's what I'm saying. It was just really bad luck. So it's cool to see him finally, turning things around and being one of the guys to beat every week. He's going to be an Xfinity driver here before too much longer. Who's that going to be with? Don't know. I really hope that it is with a team that is capable of giving him car, equipment, what have you, to run up front, because I personally believe, and yes, I'm a little biased, I personally believe that Lane has the ability to be Cup champion. It's hard to say that with any degree of certainty, given how ridiculous the format is, the playoff format, unless they change it. The way it is right now, you can't predict any of that legitimately. You can't, because there's too much nonsense that goes into it. You could be knocked out due to something that's got nothing to do with you at any point in time. So you look at, what was it last year? Kyle Larson won everything there was to win, but didn't make it to the Final Four. So you don't know until it gets down to that point. But I think that Lane, I know Lane has the ability to become Cup champion. They just need to change the format so I can make a better determination and be able to say with a degree of certainty he will be Cup champion, because you just don't know. Like I said, with the format, it's complete nonsense. But Michael Shank and Acura just announced that they have extended their partnership into 2026. which is a good thing because they've come on hot here lately in IMSA, in the hypercar or prototype class, whatever you want to call it, the top step of IMSA. They had to work the kinks out with that car, but they have, and now they're one of the teams to beat. So it's good timing. I think Michael Shank's team going into next year, with what they've learned this year with that car, what they've unlocked with that car, given that nothing drastic changes between now and 2026, I believe that they will be serious contenders for the championship straight out of the gate next year. We'll see. I hate making predictions. But because I'm it's like 50-50 for me. I'll be right sometimes not. It's about an even split. But I believe, and I'll say it now, I'll just put my neck out there, that as long as nothing drastic happens between now and 2026, that Michael Shank's team will be champions next year. Now, a lot of this is contingent, too, on what happens with Penske and Porsche. The rumor mill with Porsche pulling out of WEC, I'm not sure if that applies to IMSA as well. I wouldn't be surprised, and if that does happen, where's Penske going to go? Who are they going to align with? Are they going to be back? I'm sure they will, but what OEM are they going to sign up with? BMW, said that they're not coming back with RLL next year, but they are coming back, so they're going to need a team to align with, and so there's a lot of moving pieces that have yet to work themselves out. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next couple months, some of the announcements that are going to come out. But the biggest announcement of the past couple of days that I think in the motorsports industry is what I opened the show with Citroen going to Formula E. A lot of American motorsports fans are probably not familiar with Citroen. But like I said, they've got a long pedigree in motor racing. Their street cars, again, from afar, it's like what I said about Lancia the other day. I can't say with, for sure, because they don't sell Citroen in America. But from what I've seen and what I've heard is that their street cars are just kind of okay. They used to be really terrible, and they've gotten better. Similar to Kia and Hyundai, their cars used to be complete garbage back in the day. They've gotten a lot better. I still think they are garbage, but they're better than what they were. But Citroen going into Formula E, I'm excited about that. I can't wait to see. I'm going to fast forward button to go to next year and see what they can do and see who they can sign up to drive the cars too. That's going to be the main thing. But anyway, Supercars is at the Bend this weekend. I talked about that in one of my videos the other day. I meant to put a link in that video and I forgot, but I'll do it in this one in the description. And check it out. Go sign up for their membership or whatever it is, so you can watch live events. Watched it last night, and they were knocking out, qualifying or practice sessions. But then the Aussie touring cars, they're like they're basically Legends cars, but like Australian versions. They look like Mustangs, they look like Camaros, but they're essentially a Legends car, like a little motorcycle engine and a little small chassis, a little kit car basically. And they put on one hell of a show, let me tell you. I mean, they raced last night, and I was like on the edge of my seat the whole time. And this is like a feeder category, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just like what I said about Formula E. It's some of the best racing out there. That alone is worth the price of admission, in my opinion. So check that out. I'll put the link in the description so you can go subscribe and watch that. You will not regret it. I promise you, you will not. If you are a motorsports fan. The only problem is having to stay up super late to watch it since they're in Australia, the time difference, So when they start, it's kind of late here. But outside of that, totally worth it. All right, if you enjoy listening to me ramble about motorsports cars, anything else I feel like talking about, make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, turn on notifications. The works. If you're interested in diecast cars, t-shirts, hats, auto parts, anything like that, check out our eBay. The link is in the description. Follow me on Facebook and X for more motorsports content. Post on both of those daily, so those links are also in the description. Thank you guys for watching. Till next time, we'll see you. God bless. Peace.